Boom. All right, and we are live again. Stacy Beckton Jr. joining us from American University. Bro, if I'm looking this way, I'm not ignoring you. You're on the big screen. So I just want to give you a heads up. But thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Glad to be a part of it, bro.
So you're like, I interviewed you back on my other podcast a while back. So now I have the pleasure of having you on this show. We've been trying to book it for a while, but we finally got you on. So it's like, it's different. Normally when I interview people, I don't know like their upbringing. Like I wasn't friends with them. I didn't go to school with them. With you, I know your upbringing, and I like obviously you're one of my boys. So like I've worked out with you, I've played with you, so I understand you as a person instead of just interviewing you to get to know you. So seeing everything that you're doing, it's like, man, I know you. Like you're a brother to me. So seeing your success, I understand it from a whole different perspective. So it's such a cool thing to see. But first of all, have you been watching the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm disappointed in my Lakers, man.
Wait, did you say you're Lakers?
No, I'm not. I'm a LeBron fan, but wherever LeBron go, I go. So
when were you a LeBron fan? I thought I was the LeBron fan in the group. I didn't know you were a LeBron fan.
I've always been a LeBron fan.
So you think he's the GOAT?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, hey, the way to set off the podcast. There we go. So all right, we'll start off with.
I know. So
okay, there we go.
I didn't have the luxury to watch Jordan, so
right.
LeBron.
You watched The Last Dance?
Yeah, I watched it.
And you still think LeBron's the GOAT?
Yeah.
All right, I agree. No, we're in agreement. So Portland wins the first game. Before we dive into stuff about you, I want to get your opinion on that, though. So Portland wins the first game. A lot of people think they're going to upset the Lakers. You have, again, you look through the game through a different lens because you're a player. So you understand things differently than an average consumer would. Do you think Portland is seriously going to upset the Lakers, or you still like the Lakers to win the series?
I still like the Lakers to win in 6. I think the Blazers are just playing great basketball right now. So It's kind of the Lakers kind of have to put a hold onto what they have. They have to figure out the Blazers' game plan and kind of like use that to their advantage because I feel like the Blazers just hit their peak.
Right.
And they didn't hit that peak yet, and they're still trying to find that peak. So
right. Okay, now from someone who's played a lot of AAU basketball, that's one thing I really regret doing. I didn't play enough AAU basketball. You've played your whole life AAU. So a lot of these players that are playing in today's game, though, did grow up playing a lot of AAU. So they're used to that neutral location, multiple games in one day. Do you think that has an effect on how the players are playing now?
I definitely think it kind of stalls. It's different from the season where the season you can get in the groove.
Right.
You're not is in a short span. But then I feel like it can also help you because you'll get in that rhythm, and then that rhythm can keep going. As you see, like with Dame, they've been playing games back to back, and his rhythm has just been like crazy. It's hard for him to like get out of that rhythm now.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah, I have Lakers in 6. I'm hoping for my prediction to come true. I said Lakers Celtics. I want the Thunder to beat the Rockets, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And then I know a lot of people have the Clippers winning it all. So as of right now, are you still thinking the Lakers are going to win it all, or are you kind of leaning towards the Clippers?
Yeah, I definitely think the Lakers will win it all. I feel like the Clipper matchup is going to be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the last 2 games that they played, that the Lakers kind of showed that they were a better team.
Right.
So
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So I want to go back to you, though. So I played with you when I was a senior. Well, I played you when I was a sophomore. So, no, I played with you when I was a junior. So you were a sophomore, and then I was a senior, you were a junior.
Right.
My senior year, like, I started to notice you, like, took over. So, like, your sophomore year, like, we had Cornelius on the team. We had Head on the team. We had a bunch of good guys. So, like, even though you were one of the best, it wasn't your team yet. And so your junior year, that's like, I feel like when you kind of turned a corner and it was like, okay, this guy is the best in the area. Now, I'm never going to tell you you're better than me. That's just, I can't do that. But you're the best in the area. So now your senior year, so I graduated your senior year. What steps did you take in your game that I didn't see? Like I see your junior year, you started to get bounced. I'm like, okay, he's slamming on people. The three's a knockdown 3, the dribble pull-ups there. What did you transition to your senior year to get you ready for college?
I mean, like in our friend group, we always talk about having that grit, having that dog mentality.
Right.
I feel like here, I needed to bring that out more in order for me to be a successful like college basketball player. Because now, like, once you get to the college level, everyone on the court is capable of going out and having a great game. So basically being able to do something on the court that is going to help you stand out.
I'm about to say, so now if someone's never seen you play basketball before, what would you say is how do you describe your game? Like, no one's ever seen you. How do you stand out to somebody who's never seen you play, to a coach, to a scout, to a fan? If I said, hey, you've never seen Stacy Beckton Jr. play before, how would you describe that?
I feel like my versatility is my greatest attribute to the game of basketball. I feel like for any team, I'm able to go in and contribute in multiple ways. For example, this year, my team, my American University, we were down a couple bigs, so we went to like a small ball mindset. We were playing 4 guards and 1 big, so I was guarding like the four men on the opposing team for the majority of the season. So that's just like one example of how basically being a team player and being able to take risks.
Right.
So.
Now I've noticed off of just kind of watching your game, watching highlights, watching some of your games, you've improved a lot defensively. Like, did that happen right after your senior year to freshman year? Did it happen your sophomore year in college? When did you, not that you weren't a good defender in high school, but I started to notice like you're taking pride in your defense now. Like you just said, guarding the 4, guarding versatility, guarding any position you need to guard. When did that kind of click? Is it a coach that kind of brought you to the side and said, we need that? Is it something you noticed that you have the ability to do? When did you start to realize that?
I started to realize it once. My sophomore year, I had like a stretch of games where I played great defensive. I wasn't starting yet. And then once I had these games, then I like moved my way up into the starting lineup. And then that was kind of like the awakening of like my defensive presence.
Right.
So like my sophomore year, and conference play towards the end of conference play my sophomore year.
Right. So all right. So take me now. Not everyone plays at your level. Like, there's a lot of people from Daytona Beach who are really great athletes. Some made it. Obviously, Vince Carter made it to the NBA. You have a lot of NFL players. But playing D1 anywhere is an accomplishment of its own. So for you, when you made that transition, what did you feel like carried over the best? Was it your shot? Was it your handles, your athleticism? Like, what did you feel right away? Like, oh, wow, this is still like at an elite level. I can still dominate in this part of my game.
My athleticism definitely like, I was athletic in high school, but I feel like my freshman, sophomore year, my athleticism kind of took a jump, and it kind of like helped me, like on the court, like playing against bigger guys, because I'm not like, strong physically, but I kind of beat people with how quick and fast I move.
Right. All right. So, all right. Let's be honest though. So you're a college student athlete first. It's something Howard always prided us on. Like, hey, you're a student first. Be real now, because I know you like to have fun. I know you like to laugh and joke. Is it hard to focus when you first got there with that college environment? Because obviously there's more students, college parties. A lot of people don't know what that student athlete life is like because they don't live that. So for you, was that hard for you to focus though?
Yeah, my freshman year, I had it rough. I kind of didn't know how to prioritize my time. My time management was like terrible my freshman year. But once, like my sophomore year, I kind of got a hang of it. My junior year, I really like had a grasp of everything. I feel like now I kind of already did everything in college, so I'm kind of like chilling now. So I don't really do a lot of the stuff I was doing like my freshman, sophomore year.
Yeah, you were wilding. All right,
so a little bit.
So, all right. Now, what do you like? Why did you choose American University? I never had this conversation with you. So you're someone who had multiple offers. It's not like this was your only option. You had multiple offers from Division I schools. A lot of people wanted you. Why did you ultimately sit down and like, all right, this is the best fit for me? Like, what was it about American University that made you go?
So I mean, American, they kind of came in late in my recruitment process. The connection with the coaches was pretty good. I had a great visit there. Um, and then the environment of not American, but just DC as in general was kind of the environment I wanted to be in. And then American being like the academic school that it is, I feel like down the road it kind of put me in a great position with like a career once I'm done playing basketball.
Right, right. No, that fit I think really matters. You've had a lot of talented people throughout history like go to a big school, but it's not the right fit, so they never kind of really maximize their potential or what they could do. So I think fit's the most important. But with the coronavirus going on, obviously this is like a pandemic we've never seen, especially in our lifetimes. I worked out with you not too long ago, like lifting, and you obviously got stronger. But how has that been for you? Like, do you think it's hurt you? Has it helped you? Because now you're having a lot more time to grind, but at the same time, with social distancing and like procedures and precautions, it's kind of harder to socialize with people. So how's that been for you?
It's been tough. I feel like with everything that's going on, I'm only able to work on certain aspects of like my game. For example, like when I was lifting with you, I was lifting hard for like 2 or 3 weeks without being able to touch a basketball.
Right.
So then, like when you lift and you try to get back in the gym, everything like your whole game is like thrown off.
Mm-hmm.
So just being able to find that a balance between lifting, running, being able to get shots up and work out. It's like the major thing right now, and I feel like that's kind of what's been lacking since I've been home.
Right.
So.
Now, I'm not going to ask you, do you think the season's going to return? Because I don't think anyone really knows right now. Like, no one knows if the MLB season's still going to work. I mean, the bubble works for the NBA because everyone's in one location being tested. So what I was saying is that, like, the NBA is in one location, and then a lot of people are getting tested every single day. So it's much easier. It's a better process. But it's hard to do that with NFL. It's hard to do that with collegiate sports. So I'm not asking you to think if the season's going to return or not, because no one knows. But let's just say hypothetically it does return. What is your overall goal? Like, because this is your senior season. So now this is something where a lot is on the line. A lot of like your future depends on this season. So what are your individual goals for yourself to kind of get you ready for whatever you're trying to attack next?
Just being able to get the most out of whatever the NCAA gives us. They give us a non-conference schedule, and being able to put myself and then my teammates in a position that we can be successful within our conference. But that's really it. Like being able to go against all odds, because no one hasn't really had the chance to really like grind out the off season. So it's kind of we're coming back and kind of a difficult situation as a team. So.
Right. Now, what position are you playing this year? I think you told me they're moving you to point. Is that something that you're like trying to develop, and that's your position going forward? Yeah.
Well, really, like how our offense is set up is kind of like you can play 1 through 4. Right. Everyone has the opportunity to have the ball in their hands. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm stepping into more of a leader role. So just being able to put the newer guys in positions that they'll be successful. Which we had a guy on our team last year who was basically doing that his whole career. So basically being able to continue that on throughout this year.
Now, going forward, if I were to ask you, like, all right, Stacey, this is your dream scenario. This is what you're working every day for. This is why you put hours in the gym. What is your end goal? Like, what is it that you want to do?
Well, I mean, obviously my end goal is to want to play in the NBA, but my mindset is not set on that. I know there's other opportunities elsewhere. So if I can get overseas for a couple of years and then potentially get back into the NBA, then I'll take that as well.
Right. So you're a man with the plan. You always have been. I know you got different ideas and ways to make things work. So for you, if you were to like, okay, I'm going overseas, I'm playing right now, what do you feel like you need to work on most? Is it your size? Is it your strength? Is it your handles? What is it that you like your area of focus now going forward?
I feel like I can work on a little bit of everything can use like a little bit of like tuning up. I feel like the major thing right now is kind of like my body. Being able to add a few pounds of muscle, I feel like would be key for me. Because I've been able to bang with the frame that I have now, but at the professional level, it's a different type of bang. So, kind of just adding that mass to my body.
Right. All right. So now, okay, I got to ask you now, because I remember seeing this on Instagram. I was like, dang. I was like, wait, hold on. That's not my boy. And then I saw it and it was. So when you first got that highlight of you're on SportsCenter top 10, what was that like? Like, were you like, oh, nonchalant about it? It's just another play? Or are you like deep down your hype because you're on SportsCenter top 10?
To be honest, somebody told me I didn't believe it. So I was like searching YouTube, watching ESPN. I watched ESPN for like an hour trying to wait for them to play the top 10 plays. And then like my dad sent me a video. I was like, oh, it's really true. Like, that's crazy. I would have never thought that I would be, like on the ESPN top 10. So.
You screamed?
Nah. I was kind of like, I don't know. I was on my social media all day. So.
All right. Hey, so but when you slammed it on boy, you screamed. Did you flip out?
Oh, like in the
like in the game, this guy is going up. You slam on the dude. You screaming? You selling out, or you going back on defense?
Yeah, I just get back.
I wouldn't have it in me. I would hang on that rim, bro. If I could do it, I'd be on that rim all day. But
I don't know. When it happened, I didn't think that like the dunk was that crazy. Like it just felt normal. Like so.
Right. No, I hear you. So now going forward, let's just, like I said, act like the season's happening right now. What is your everyday like? So you wake up, you're grinding. What's every day looking like right now for you?
So right now, I've been driving my mom's car because my car is like, not in the best condition.
Right.
So my mom goes to work at 6:30. So I take her to work. After I take her to work, I go for like a jog, either like on the beach or I run the bridge. Granada Bridge in Ormond, just to like stay in decent shape, and then go back, probably take a nap, eat breakfast, and then I'll depending on the day I'll lift or I'll just go get shots up, and then my dad gets off work at 5, so then I'll work out with him at 5.
That's what's up.
Pretty much my day, and then if there's a hoop session going on later that night, I'll go play.
Right. All right, so my 2 last questions for you would be this. One is, do you feel like you have the city on your back? Like, do you feel knowing that you have an opportunity to like really take your talents, take what you're like your passion and have a realistic opportunity of achieving it? Out of Daytona Beach, do you feel like you're representing your city in a way? Like, does that add extra motivation for you?
Yeah, it does. I'm not really gonna touch on that, but we we kind of talk about it. I mean, I'll go places throughout the city often, so they kind of just talk about like how once I get there, like it's gonna be like Vince is out of the league now. So I mean, you have a couple players in the NFL, but they're not like mainstream. They're not like super on their teams. So it was just being able to say like, oh, I'm from Daytona Beach, and other people being able to go say, oh, he's from Daytona Beach, is going to be an honor.
Right. And then lastly, okay, so we talked about the dog mentality, but I want to save this for last. When you this is my last question for you. So I've noticed that when we played through high school that a lot of teams don't have that dog mentality. You as an individual, for one, how did you get that mentality? Because I don't think a lot of people understand when we talk about that, like dog mentality. Like, how did you get that? And now playing where you're at now, do you feel like a lot of other players have that? Like, there's a lot of talented people, but a lot of talented people don't have that type of dog mentality. So how did you get it? And do you think a lot of players actually have it?
I mean, I would say I got it from playing AAU. I played against a lot of like gritty guys. And then, like playing on Showtime Hoops, we have a saying called "No one is safe." So that's how we kind of, as a team, developed that dog mentality. I mean, Ronaldo Segul and Nazir Little, they all have that extra grit, that extra dog mentality. So that's kind of where my mine came from.
Right. And now, do you feel a lot of players that you play against have it? You there?
Yeah, I'm good. I would say a lot of guys, I would say it's off and on. It's like in spurts. It's not like a consistent thing. I feel like those guys that have it, they like really have it, and like it shows like throughout their play on the court.
Right.
So.
Well, there we go. Stacy Beckton Jr. from American University. My friend, thank you, bro, for joining me. You're welcome anytime, especially when you get big. Don't forget about me. But for everyone listening, if like a coach or a scout or somebody that's involved in the NBA, your dreams overseas, here's this. Where can they find you? Social media, your Instagram, Twitter, that's kind of everything now. So the floor is yours.
Instagram, _P_Beck, BECK. Twitter, S Beckton, 98. No, on Twitter, Stacy Beckton Jr.
There we go. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, it was overdue, but we got it done.
We got it, bro. So be safe, continue grinding, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, bro.
All right.